Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
Buddy.
Oh, you came in a little premature there.
Oh, did I? A little premature?
Premature. You're always premature.
Came in a little late, but
I don't even want to tell people how I know this.
how's everybody doing this fine Friday? We got some steelhead flies for you tonight.
You're looking creepy there.
Oh,
you
boy.
Sit up.
Hey, man. I got this nice tan shirt on.
Buddy, you're looking comfy,
Well,
man.
you see, I wore this nice one with the fly on it, but it doesn't work so good when you're trying to tie on black,
You gotta
right?
stand up a little bit. Show them that. That's a good looking fly. What does it say on there? Or it doesn't
say anything, man.
I thought
It's got
that's
mountains.
mountains. I thought it was like writing along the bottom.
So me and Brad had to rifle through the shelf here to find something, so it would contrast a little better.
He's got some
Show
nice
off my little boyish figure.
We should have set your seat up a little bit.
I don't know if we can. Oh, is that better?
Yeah,
there we go.
There you go.
Oh, is that we're in the zone now? Okay, cool. Right on. Well, anyways, so I don't know. As you can see down here, probably, I got this real nice, classic style steelhead fly. It's based off of John Shuey pattern. It's called the Spawning Purple. One of those things that you guys should do is get yourself out there and get this book.
Hold it up to the camera.
There is a ton of patterns in here. This fly is loosely based off a fly in this book. John Shuey came up with the Spawning Purple, it's called. So it used to be one of my top go-to single iron steelhead flies, but since then I've adapted it in some other colors. So we're going to tie this one in black and red.
Okay, before you go away, man, you got to show them that cape that you got there.
Oh, the jungle cock.
Oh, buddy. I've never actually seen one. I've just hold it up to that camera, man. Look at that thing.
I've got a few of these.
Damn!
This one's just a grade A. It's not a triple A, so it's good for, guide flies. That's what I use it for. They're not cheap and they're hard to come by. But we're going to incorporate that in this fly here today.
Before you take that out of there, I want to go down on another camera here and just give it a slow roll for us, Johnny.
Yeah, you betcha.
Look at that. Man, that's a work of art.
You can do it in other colors too. I mean, there's this red one here too. I vary the colors. You don't have to tie this fly in this exact color. You can use whatever the heck you want. Blues and blacks, purples and blacks, orange, red, white, chartreuse green if you want to go after some Chinooks maybe. It doesn't matter.
Well, another thing is I'm going to be on the camera here, so if you got questions for John, let us hear them. We'll make sure he answers them.
So we'll get started here on this. So I'm going to use I tie this typically, a size 3 salmon iron or up to a 1/0 or 1.5. Alec Jackson 1.5 is probably my favorite. Chartreuse green if you want to go. So little feedback there.
Well, you want to stay on top of this stuff, man.
So the body of this fly, I use this Axial. It's a uni product, uni thread. It's like a tinsel, or not a tinsel, a floss with some tinsel in it. I don't know if you can see that there, homeboy, but
we got this.
We're gonna start the body off with that. So traditionally, you'd start with thread, but this fly you don't do that. You're gonna start with floss. So these salmon irons, they have this. I don't know if you can see that in there, but they bend the hook over to make the eye. So I start this floss right behind that, and we go in there, and we're gonna go. Start that over, in there, and all the way back, just to the point of the hook. My hook is slipping on me here. There we go. It's time for new jaws on this vise. So we'll go right to there, and then we're gonna trim off that tag end. Now, some guys like to leave this tag end right to the end. So like there, let's say. You could do that, or you can cut it off flush. We'll just leave it for all intents and purposes here. So then we wrap this floss all the way back up, building a nice body. It's got a little bit of red flash in it, so it shows up. It's not a heck of a lot of flash in this fly, so a little bit of something. So we'll stop it right about there, and then we're going to come in with some red marabou. So I've pre-done all of these, so I've stripped them back, and it's just the marabou tips that we're using. So then you come in. Brad's little water trick works really great for this, so we'll do that. Smooth it out.
I actually used to stick the feathers right in my mouth, but I found that the color came out on my tongue.
And then you get red lips.
So I quit doing that.
So then we'll tie it in. So you don't want to come any further back than the back of the hook, really. So right there. It's all about proportion to keep that classic style. So tie it in, a couple wraps of this floss. And then we're going to come in and we're going to trim this out. Just like so. So this is 3 to 4 segments of marabou is how this fly is tied. So I'm going to do one with red, and then we're going to come in the rest of them with black. So same thing again here. Wet your fingers, get that marabou nice and wetted down. Kind of go even with those red guys there. Wrap it in with some floss, a couple rounds. There we go. We'll do probably one more of this black. Cut this one a little short, but that's okay, it'll still work. Need some more water on it. Yeah, adding that water makes things really
too easy.
It just, yeah. So kind of even again. I mean, this is a fish and fly, it's not a display piece, so go in there, trim that up, and then we're going to do one more black.
We've been getting a lot of requests for fly tying seminars, man, and
we're going to do it. I'm already working on something, so.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people have requested, like even fly tying lessons, and I think we're going to expand and do some different stuff for people if they want to get involved and learn how to tie flies. I mean, don't be scared to learn something new, man. It's fly tying's a lot of fun.
If you're local to this area, I've already been chatting with House Sound Brewing down in Squamish. They've got a room there that we could use.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to them tonight too. We got one of their new beers here that I'm sipping on as we tie this. Anyways, so we got all that black in there now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw in some flash. Now I've been using, I had some laid out here, but I lost it, I think. I've been using this crinkle mirror flash, and it's in red. So we'll get a few strands of that. You don't need a lot. I got a couple there.
Matthew Cynic says, Porco Quitlam watching you guys. How's it going, Matthew? Thanks for checking in, bud.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot one very important step here. So once we've got that black in there, we're going to take that and we're going to tie it off with some white thread now. So we're actually going to go back to thread. Once we got that, then we'll tie in some flash. So we'll build that back up. And then we'll take our flash. So I got 2 little strands here. It's probably real hard to see.
If you don't know what that noise is.
Alright, so we got this flash in here now. And then we're going to come back and just trim it even with our marabou on the back side here. There we go. Alright.
I don't like seeing everything coming in crazy.
Next up, we're going to start off with some black schlappen. You could use a black hackle, you could use just about anything as long as it's got some nice long fibers on it. So we're going to take it, we'll splay it out.
Powell wants you to tie a GP. Love to try learning new ways.
General practitioner?
Yeah, that's what that would be.
Okay, we'll do that next Friday.
Next Friday. Johnny's on it.
It's one I haven't done one in a long time, but it's a great fly.
Yeah. He's signing in from Poco. San Joseph, what's up, buds? That's right. It's our man from the other side of the tracks here in Pemberton.
So we got this schlappen tied in. We're just going to splay it back and just wrap it around. I like about 3 wraps or so. kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Limited space here. I can't flail around like I normally would.
Yeah, that's the thing, being in front of the camera. Paul says, oh my God, yes. I'm excited too. We don't get a lot of requests, man, for flies, but hey, it's always good. We're always struggling to find patterns. Most of the time we're tying new patterns. But
I'm into the classic stuff though, so I've got boxes of practitioners, I mean, but it'd be good to tie one again. They're a fun one. Then we could do a Squamish poacher too that night.
dude, I didn't even tell you, but we got the actual guy that invented the Squamish poacher.
Yep.
I met the gentleman. I can't remember his name. He sent us a letter and one. I think Scott actually tied one live on our show.
Well, we'll do a revamp of that here shortly then.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that in.
Is there any way we can get you to sit up just a little bit, because the black is lining up with your neck and the collar?
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Let's try that. Anyways, okay, so now we're gonna use some guinea, and I'm using red here, little piece that I've kind of pre-done up for it. So same thing, you're gonna pull the tip back, kind of find a point to tie it in at. So right there, and you're gonna put your thread in right there.
Oh, that's so much better when you move forward.
In it goes. Tie it in. Pull it forward to lock it down. Come in and trim it. And then you're going to pull them back and wrap it in.
Who's down for some fly tying classes in Squamish and Pemberton? Drop some comments down in the bottom there.
I got a intruder pattern we can do next. It'll be based on the same colors. There's a reason I'm picking red and black tonight, because last year I had a lot of good luck, dare I say it, fishing gear with black and red. So there we go. So we got that in. The next is the key component to all of this. The part that I really enjoy is the jungle cock tips. So you're gonna pick two out of a cape that, you know, are gonna fit accordingly to the fly. So, and then strip them back, and then they're gonna lay them in. So I'll try and do this on camera as best as I can. So right at that very point there, you're gonna tie it in. I hold it parallel with the body, wrap it around a couple times. See how it's sitting in there? I don't know how that looks. Alright, and then that little piece, you bring it forward, put some thread over it, and lock it down. I'm just going to flip it, make sure it looks good. Yeah, we look good there. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm a real stickler for small little heads on my flies. Alright. Now, I mean, you could do other things. You could come in and put another hackle around it, or more flash, or whatever you want to do, but trying to keep it, you know, the way it was originally, just in a different color. We'll do a whip finish on this bad boy.
Yeah, you got a decent audience here. You got 100 people watching so far. It's not bad. Mark LaBelle just checked in. We got Cody Fisher just joined in on the conversation. There's a whole bunch of people. Like, it's too many to name.
Yeah. So anyway,
watching tonight, guys.
We'll just finish this off. Then I'm just going to talk about fishing this bad boy.
Oh yeah, get to the greasy stuff.
So I use Sally Hansen. Ladies, your fingernail polish.
You use that on a lot of things.
Oh yeah, everything. I even coat my nails once a week.
It's like breaks. Hot commercial pitch.
I put that crap on everything.
Yeah.
Now the key thing I think with this I don't know. Some people can take what they want out of it, but
Here, let's give us a slow roll on that guy, Johnny, just to kind of let people see it. Nice, sit up nice and straight so we can see it. Give it a nice slow roll on there.
there we go.
That is one beautiful pattern, my man. You did a really nice tie on that, bud.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, put it there.
Yeah, man.
High five. Hey, you know what? Before we sign out on this one, you want to pull up that letter we just got from one of our big time fans here?
All right.
Buddy, the shipping alone on that was more than I spent on flies mostly. That came from way down south somewhere. And you know what I'll do is I'll go up. We'll go up to the top camera. And we'll just say thank you to yeah, just hold it up to the camera there.
So we got some flies from this
Yeah, a
fella.
little bit to the left, like kind of more in front of you. But anyhow, we got a love letter from John Brinkley. He's a big fan, and what he did was tied a couple of his favorite patterns, sent them to us. And you know what? This kind of stuff is what inspires us as fly tiers. Seeing what you guys learn and what you guys develop on your own.
Little sculpin pattern.
Yeah, man. I'm really looking forward to
We'll fish
fishing
them.
that guy this spring for some steelhead. I bet you steelhead will eat the bejesus out of that thing. But hey, we just wanted to say thank you, John.
Yeah,
We
you betcha.
really appreciate that stuff. And if you guys want to send us your killer patterns, man, we're more than welcome. We'll welcome them with open arms, embrace them. And we'll give you a little shout out too online.
So next up we'll have this one. This is going to be a little bit longer of a tie.
Camera's up too.
A little bit longer of a tie, and I'll get into why red and black in the next one. It's just been killer for me. Absolutely love the color combo, especially when we deal with low and clear water. But like I said, when we go live for the next one here, we'll talk about that. I guess. Yeah.